Hello to you, my friends. It's time for us to rave about the PlayStation again. Hello, you amazing peeps, and welcome to the 99th episode of Game-Rave TV. While I'm saving the 100th episode for the release of the Lightspan Online Connection CD disc, I want to use this episode to give back to you, the viewers and fans. So today is the day I'm giving away a $50 PlayStation Network card to one lucky person who can shop till their internet connection drops. Now, I know a lot of you have the PlayStation 4 just like I do, but this is a PlayStation 1 focused channel, so I decided to become your personal shopping assistant and tell you about some of the best PS1 classics you can still snag on the PlayStation 3 and Vita's PSN stores. This is by no means a bestsellers list, but it's a group of games I believe you'll enjoy the hell out of, especially if I'm the one paying for it. Since the party's already started, let's get right down to business. The first kick-ass game you can buy is Capcom Strider 2. The game's actually twice the title it could be, as you get both Strider 1 and 2 in the purchase, just like the original physical copy. Oddly enough, just like the physical version, the PSN version is backwards. You have to pick the opposite disc of the one you want to play the correct title. This misprint has become a running joke with me, as there has been no visual proof of a corrected version, despite the claim that there is one. Anyway, we jump into the squared circle, get it, with Parasite Eve. A fantastic combination of Resident Evil control schemes combined with square RPG elements, Parasite Eve tells the tale of Aya Brea, a New York cop caught up in apocalyptic dealings with Eve. Thanks to their respective mitochondria genes, the two femme fatales take the player on a whirlwind Christmas jaunt, the likes not seen since Die Hard. Speaking of Square, many of you will appreciate our next entry of Final Fantasy VIII. Now, this one was not my cup of tea, mainly for the very thing so many people love about it. The realistic-looking characters, the stealing of magic spells, and those god-awful teen drama stereotypes. I'll fully admit, it looks fantastic as always, but having to go through it one more time to redo screenshots for the website makes me ill to my stomach. Next up on the list is an obvious one. Tomb Raider. No, not that one. Yes, that one. The original Sega Saturn and PlayStation darling. Her upper torso may have triangles, the tigers may be 2x4s with legs, but the gameplay is still one of the best 32-bit era's most defining moments. If you've never had the privilege of taking Lara out for an adventure, this would be a great starting point to begin your retro gaming jaunt. From the ambient noise to the tiny details like animal tracks and vines growing on bridges, there's so much to be enjoyed some 20 years later. So long as you can manage to overcome the stiff controls, Lara's Day 1 adventures still provide hours of exploration and entertainment. It's also the most expensive of the Tomb Raiders on the PSN, so you know it must still be good. That brings us to an emulation of a compilation with Namco Museum Volume 1, that sexy little platter that brought home conversions of Pac-Man, Galaga, Pole Position, and more to the PlayStation. We covered this one way back in the double cover episode, but it's an obvious choice for the PlayStation Store purchase since you get 7 games for the price of 1. Our next entry really honestly needs no introduction, since if you're an arcade fighting game fanatic, you probably already have it, which is Capcom's legendary Street Fighter Alpha 3. Another game featured in a previous episode of Game-Rave, Alpha 3's roster is overflowing with serious characters, has enough programming tricks to fill a book in order to make it look as smooth as it does on the PlayStation, and it even has World Tour mode. Seriously, you can't beat it. It's like one of the easiest purchases ever. Hell, I bought it on the Dreamcast like 3 times, because I kept forgetting I owned it. Rounding out this awesome sauce list of goodies to buy is the once barely controversial N2O nitrous oxide, or as I like to call it, NNO. The namesake of our last game is more commonly known as laughing gas, the stuff you'd sometimes get at the dentist to help you ease your nerves. This is the cause behind a lot of those celebrity video uploads that show them laughing their ass off after having a dental operation. The controversy came from parent groups freaking out that a video game was being named after a drug, as if it had been named Cocaine the Game. The publisher played off this nonsense brilliantly, and a great game was released to great reviews and then was quietly left alone until years later when it was a real upload to the PlayStation Store, and then later to Steam. It's basically Tempest, but more trippy. Alright guys, there you have it. 7 excellent games to spend your soon-to-be awarded PlayStation Network card on. I say soon because if you haven't found it yet, you'll have to watch this video from start to finish to piece together the full 12-digit code, but I'm sure you already figured out at least part of it. When the viewer who successfully solves the puzzle and redeems the code, let me know in a private message and I'll post the answer key in a separate video for everyone else. Good luck to you all, good hunting, and as always, play, laugh, love, and solve. I'll see you next week on Plasma.